Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another interesting episode of Sports Busstop, where we are your conductors. We take you wherever you want to go in the world of sports. Today is a very peculiar episode. It's an interesting one, but first of all, let me introduce my girl because I'm always not alone. My home girl here, she's with me, looking very, yes, so clocking. Hi, Nengi.
Hi, Lisa. See, I am so sorry we are far apart today. We have never been this far apart before.
Actually, because a man has come in between us.
Adam.
You're going to trust Adam.
Well, guys, welcome to Sports Busstop. Like
yes.
Lisa has said, it's another interesting episode. My name is Nengi Ademola, but you can call me the Sports Amazon.
Yes, and today we are not alone. Like the Sports Amazon just said, there's an Adam in between us here today. We have an interesting guest with us. He's a sports enthusiast, a football lover, and a Manchester United fan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our episode. K to the O to the N to the A to the R to the C to the E. Konas!
What up, people? How you doing? Hello, Lisa.
You see the way you just said, what up, people? How you doing? Oh, God, I beg you. So today, we are going to be talking about a whole lot of things in the world of football. First of all, bringing to our notice, moments ago, the Court of Arbitration for Sports, CAS, has confirmed that the SFF, the Senegal Football Federation, has formally submitted their petition on the decision of CAF to strip them of their AFCON 2025 title. So let's start from there. Nengi, before we ask our man in the house, you know, we talked about this before on how CAF came up and, you know, they dropped this decision like a bombshell on everybody, and it caused an uproar. Now the SFF has formally submitted their petition to CAS. Do you see them winning?
Well, that's a difficult question to answer as it stands. I mean, you know, we've already established what we think is going on.
Yeah.
And how we think that, you know, Morocco has a certain leverage on CAF. It is seeming like that. So it's a bit of a difficult question to answer as at now. So I would just say, let's see how things unfold. It's an event that we are watching unfold before our very eyes. Yeah. So let's see how it unfolds. Yes, it's Senegal has the right to appeal, and they have done it, which is the right step in a very good direction. So let's just see what the Court of Arbitration for Sports would do. Let's see how they would handle this particular situation. But for now, see, I'm going to be honest with you. I just want to sit on the fence and watch what is going to unfold from this situation. But we all have agreed that Senegal is not. See, we don't want the decision made by the CAF Appeals Board to hold.
Actually,
we don't want it. The whole of Africa, because we've sided with Senegal ever since the AFCON 2025. And that is due to how the tournament panned out with all the problems, the drama surrounding poor officiating throughout the AFCON 2025. So we've all had that, you know, general thought in our head that, of course, Senegal has it and we want them to keep it. That's how we want it to be. But for me, let me just see how things play out.
Okay, so to our man in the house, Konas, what do you feel about this whole CAF and SFF issue?
I think I agree with Nengi. But first thing first, I don't want to make this about Africa. Why are we always like this? Like, there is already a standing order that the law, whatsoever happens on field, is sealed and approved by the referee.
Yeah.
So I guess the referee should have done walkover when they went into the dressing room. But that did not happen. At the end of the day, you have presented the trophy, you've presented medals, then a few months later, you're asking them to return. So is there going to be another ceremony? So all of this, it's a bit confusing, and I'm afraid it's causing another issue for African footballers and our players who are in Europe.
Yeah. Okay.
Because now, how do these players confidently tell their clubs that they want to go for friendlies when there is still match, or they want to go for qualifiers, or you want to go for tournaments? Also, considering the fact that most of their games do not clashes with African games. So when we are playing in Africa, their league games and they have to take permission to go for these matches. At the end of the day, is it the same tournament you will go?
But then I think that, you know, the international breaks, of course, falls within a certain period where these players are actually free to, you know, go back to their various countries to represent. So maybe it just has to do with the mind. You know, how would people look at, how would people perceive me that applies my trade in Europe? How would people perceive me? So I just think it's something with the mind. But I do not think that it's, and you know, people will always talk. I mean, even before the AFCON we've had, before the recent AFCON, we've had Jamie Carragher, Jurgen Klopp. They've had strong opinions concerning the AFCON. So people will always talk. But then again, I don't think it would, you know, stop anyone who has love and shows patriotism for his country. It won't stop any of those players who want to come back and represent their country. Of course, the international breaks are also there. But then again, let's see how it goes.
Well, in as much as I agree to that, but let's also balance the fact that these players come home because of the love and passion they have for this tournament and their countries. But if they are coming back, spending so much effort to make this standard stay, and we have a body that cannot give them that assurance, you see them pulling out.
I think it's something we already know. It's more like a familiar territory. When it comes to, like, we've registered this fact before, where we talked about the president of CAF, Patrice Motsepe, who said it's a legacy issue. We all know there is a trust gap, there is a communication gap, strong things affecting CAF, and then they're just portraying it out in a much wider light. We all know these things. And I think the players also know these things. So that's why I said it has to do with the mind. Come on, if you want to come back home to represent your country, you're doing it for the love of your country. You're not doing it because CAF might say at the end of the day, we might not win this thing. Yes, there would be that point where it's just like the situation of athletes leaving Nigeria to represent other countries. But I don't think that is the position. The thing is, once you started representing your country when it comes to football, you have to retire to say, I'm no longer doing this. CAF and you people, carry your baggage and go, I'm no longer doing this. So would you want to retire at a certain age that you are currently?
But for me, I think I concur with what Kona said, because many of the players who currently are representing their various African countries, they are not going to have that zeal and passion to do it, especially concerning the situations and the scenarios that panned out in the AFCON 2025, where Morocco, the fan base was very awful, where the officiating was very awful, and a lot of things went down. And now CAF is coming to say, you know what, Senegal, we are stripping you of this title and we're giving it to Morocco. Many players are going to just lose theirs. Even when they are called up to camp, they will just give an excuse and say, you know what, my club would not allow me or something. So I think I concur with what he said majorly.
So I think to what you just said, permits me to draw out this. Some of these players understand that these things have been, but most of the times it's with their country, with their own country and the Football Federation in their country. So it hasn't gotten to the extent where I go for a tournament. Some of these players have issues with their national football federation.
No, not some of these countries. Use Nigeria as an example.
Okay, Nigeria. So some of these players have a problem with all that, but they look at it, okay, African Cup of Nations is coming. Let me go there. Let me play for my country. Well, at least to be in the tournament.
Exactly. It adds to your CV.
Yes, it adds to the CV when the tournament is still
fair.
So if I think I'll play, no matter how much I play, there is the body who will not give me. Or there is this concern that something can happen along the line and the winner will not actually be the winner. Sooner or later, they start getting fed up of the tournament.
Well, I don't think... I think this is like the first, this is the first time this kind of and it's happening in a very major way. So I'm trying to imagine, what if this was Nigeria? I don't know how we'll be reacting, by now. Do you understand?
Like our skipper, we know the skipper I'm talking about. I don't want to call his name. He will not even want to come because they're like, why they go do this kind of thing? Let me speak pidgin English. You know what? It's not a good thing at all. So no need to do it.
It's not. That's why I said it's an event that is still unfolding. So let's just sit back, watch out out and see. And when it is finally settled, let's now see the reaction of some of these players. Like I said, it's the mighty, and it will always,
Let's not forget that something played back some time ago when we played. We went to, was it South Africa? We went to a country to play, and our players were kept in
Libya. We went to Libya. Yeah,
It's
Libya.
almost made the Super Eagles squad pull out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So let's not assume these people are not players, that they are not humans, and
They
this thing
are
doesn't. He plays in their mind. And don't forget that most of them play in the European League.
Yeah.
They have conversations with their players, and they hear things. And sometimes it's difficult for them to defend
what is happening in the continent.
what is happening in the continent. And at the end of the day, you have made jest of me about my continent. And one day I just stood up, oh, you guys are going for, let me go to my own country. And they'll be like, oh, that's your tournament.
Anyway, so we look forward to the decision of CAS concerning the SFF. Moving on from there, we are going to be talking about one major team that has been making wave in the EPL. Nengi is wearing their jersey right now, and we are going to be putting our spotlight on Arsenal. Arsenal just lost their first final to Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final a while ago. They were on their, there have been this talk about Arsenal winning all 4 trophies. Now so-called quadruple, very soon to be treble. We don't know. But I want to ask you, Konas, looking at Arsenal this season, have they been very exceptional? Because there have been lots of controversies coming out about Arsenal where sometimes the referee officiates in their favor and they call them corner FC. They have more corners combined than most EPL team right now in the Premier League. So tell me, Arsenal and overall, give me your overall sentiment and view on Arsenal Football Club.
I don't think that's fair on Arsenal to call them corner FC. It doesn't matter how they get
Someone that said it actually. It's the fans.
I've heard a lot about that, but I don't think that's fair. It doesn't matter how you get the ball into the net.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't go against the rule of the game. If there was the Maradona.
Yeah, hand of God. They call it the hand of God.
At the end of the day, it crossed the line. It was a goal. It was recorded as a goal, and that's it. Arsenal, whichever way you want to win the Premier League, win it. That's my own fault. But you see that
Carabao final.
There is the Carabao final. I think it plays down to mentality. Yes, there is a reason why Manchester United played Newcastle, that's last 2 seasons, in the Carabao Cup finals, when Man U was struggling. And they won them. That's because these 2 teams, there are certain level. Manchester is used to this.
Actually,
there is a Newcastle who does it once in a while.
Are you trying to talk about it because you're a Manchester United fan right now?
We all know Man United.
By the way, 2 of you are Manchester United fans.
But me, I'm not trying to side him now. No, so I'm just asking because the way you say Manchester is used, it's like it's praising Manchester United. Is it because you're a fan?
No, I'm trying to draw the fact that Arteta and Arsenal met Pep Guardiola and Man City. Yeah. Who might lose any game, lose to anybody. But when it comes to the finals, these people are used to playing finals.
Okay, yeah,
these people know what to do, when to remove a player, when not to bring a player. Factors. And let's not forget that Pep Guardiola is the master of gambling. Actually. He plays funny tactics in the finals. And if what he did on Sunday did not come out good, everybody will say, Pep Guardiola, you're always doing this. But yeah, he did the result. But you see, there is the Arteta who is desperate to win something. He's desperate to be there, but has not sat down to say, okay, what is this I should do? Okay. I didn't understand why Trossard started that match. Okay. There were a lot of tactical decisions he made that I was wondering what was going on.
And the likes of Bukayo Saka being on the
field. Yes, you're playing a team that has Semenyo and Dogu, and you're bringing Trossard. Trossard doesn't go back for any reason. Wow. And if you give Trossard the counter, be rest assured he's not going to go forward. Wow. So there are some of these things that one should have paid attention to, but hooray, this is Guardiola and this is Arteta. So for me, I can say I desperately hope Arsenal wins the EPL.
But this is your hope, the way you are hoping.
Yes, because I don't want.
Did you see the way he's hoping? Because
the reason why I'm saying hope is because there is a Man City right behind them.
True, that's true.
Please don't look at the margin. it's Man City. They've done it several times.
True.
From nowhere, and let's not forget, Arsenal has even tried over the years. Once it's January, February, Arsenal they just start dropping points like something's leaking. So, but now, at least this is March, and they are still sitting on top.
Yeah.
So I actually want them to win because I don't want a Man City to win the EPL this season. Not because I have beef with them, but I think it's going to affect the integrity of EPL. Man City has lost so many games this season.
True.
They've dropped points they shouldn't have. And winning, it means the rest club are terrible for them to still win. And it also affects the integrity of EPL comparing to the likes of Bundesliga, where we just know it's buying, just keep winning. So we don't want EPL to get to the stage whereby it's just Man City. No matter how poor they are, it just has to be Man City. So let Arsenal take it. Well, then maybe I can give them FA Cup because they are...
Okay, FA Cup, not Champions League.
Champions League? Hello, let's be truthful. Arsenal, Champions League. No,
Well, I think the Arsenal will pick the Champions League
Over
actually,
the FA Cup.
Actually, they will, but it's not for them to. It's not for them to
wow.
decide.
But it's not for them to
No, it's
decide.
not,
Why?
it's
No,
not.
but don't you think that Arsenal, like Nengi, don't you think that Arsenal is on par with any team on the Champions League right now?
Well, let me even start from the beginning. From the Carabao Cup finals, I didn't get the opportunity to, fully see the game, but I did see the highlights. I just think that Mikel Arteta was outcoached, if there is any word like that.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
was.
noticed that.
I've learned a new one.
Arsenal were outclassed. I think City put Arsenal in a very tight position where they were forced to make some mistakes, and City made sure that they used those mistakes as an advantage to themselves. Now, and Mikel Arteta was not able to come up with any new improvement. He was not able to do the unexpected against, what's his name now? Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
And there was a point you stated that I want to quite agree with. Now, when you talk about Pep Guardiola, you talk about Manchester City. Naturally, I don't think I was thinking Arsenal was going to get a hold of the Carabao Cup.
Oh, bless you.
I would say I was sitting on the fence at that point. If Arsenal gets it, yay, we have
congratulations.
quadruple on the line, Yeah. But I was just sitting on the fence. But naturally, I didn't think that Arsenal was going to get the Carabao Cup.
Okay.
Reason being that Pep Guardiola, this is his 5th Carabao Cup that he is winning.
Yeah.
Manchester City themselves, this is a 9th Carabao Cup they are winning.
Yeah.
Like he said, it's a Manchester thing. I think who is leading? Liverpool. Liverpool has 10,
Liverpool,
followed by Manchester City. Manchester City, it's been a long time coming. From the 1976 down to 2026, they have made it 9 titles. There was a particular time that they won this for 4 consecutive years.
Yeah.
2018 to 2021.
2021,
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken,
Back
yes.
to back to
2018 to
back to back.
2021. So I don't think, naturally, I just wasn't expecting, them to actually win. And then you also talked about this corner FC thing. Well, I would say that Arsenal are still in a very strong position to win a trophy this season.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying they will win FA Cup, they will win
Okay, but you're
a
just
treble.
saying
I'm
a
just saying they
trophy.
will be able to end the season with a trophy. Like he said, hope. Because I think it's a general consensus that everybody agrees that, please, Arsenal, do something good this season for yourselves and take it. Then, Arsenal's proficiency when it comes to dead ball situations, especially corner kicks, I think this has been something that people have regularly sniffed at. We've had a lot of pundits come out to say that if Arsenal succeeds in winning this title, it means that they played ugly football. It means that they are the worst team to, have ever won this title.
But is that true? Is that true in any way?
A lot of, opinions like that, a lot of things like that have been said. But then again, I think, you need to, at some point, you need to play ugly to win. For somebody like Mikel Arteta, if you want to win it ugly, please do. Because I feel like this is the only chance that Arsenal would have to get what they have been looking for since 2004.
Yeah.
And nobody's ever going to talk about how they won.
Do you understand? We're going to forget it. Of course, there is a stat currently that the number of set piece goals, from dead ball situations that have been scored this season has outclassed, last season's own. I think it's about 138 this season.
Yeah.
Last season was 135. So please, Mikel Arteta, I've always said that Mikel Arteta is trying to reinvent rather himself, and I've been seeing glimpses of that. This is just a Carabao Cup, so I feel like they should learn from their failure and use it as a motivation in the FA Cup, the Champions League, and of course where they have authority right now in the Premier League.
Yeah, of course. So we are all looking for me, even if I'm a Manchester United fan, I would sincerely be happy if Arsenal can win the EPL or any other trophy. But Champions League, like Kona said, is out of the question. Before we go, let's put a bit of our spotlights on the world champions, the current reigning world champions. We are talking about Chelsea. So Chelsea has been lackluster, and just recently we saw that the coach, Liam Rosenov, I almost said Rosemary, God that Liam Rosenov just signed a 6.5-year deal to be the manager of Chelsea. Konas.
He first breathe. Let us breathe.
I don't really know what to say about Chelsea at this moment. I'm struggling to understand what their template is. What's the plan?
Okay.
Like, when they were buying a lot of players, sometime last 2 seasons, I was like, okay, what's the plan? Okay, you want to create another academy? Are you trying to create a football club where you buy, if it doesn't work, you sell to get profits? Okay, is this really making sense? After a while, I just did not understand how you sack a coach who won your Champions League and you didn't have a plan for who was supposed to replace him. Afterwards, you didn't stop there. You started going down the pecking order, looking for coaches who have not achieved anything, looking for coaches who had no... This is Chelsea, for crying out loud. Now, let's face the reality. When you talk about the big guns in EPL, you're talking about Manchester, Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, then Tottenham. You just don't bring anybody to coach these teams because the pressure first drains them. We've not talked about the fans who could practically make you miss all your plans on right there. So
maybe Chelsea, I'm even thinking Chelsea fans are better than Hotspur's fans even, because Hotspur's fans, have you seen, they are a problem. Big, like, it's as if they're part of stakeholders.
I'm telling you.
Are you sure they are
Sorry to cut you.
Wait, are you sure they are not better than even Manchester United?
No,
fan base,
I don't think we should be talking about Manchester when you talk about this, because we don't have to talk about Manchester United fans when it comes to that. Manchester United fans are the board. They are the managers, they are the coach, they are the players, they are everything. They could practically tell you, this player is the best player. Why is this coach not playing this player? Then the coach start playing this player. Once the player start misbehaving, you say, why is he playing this player? Why is he putting on? Have you forgotten you were the ones that said they should bring him in? That's Manchester United for you. But going back to Chelsea, first thing first, we all established the fact that the owners are not really football people, so we understand that maybe they don't understand the business.
No, but you know that Tom Boley, the current owner, he owns several football clubs.
That doesn't make you a football fan. In
the MLS, and he also owns Strasbourg, if I'm correct, and he owns other sporting outfits too.
You're talking from the business perspective.
Oh, okay.
I can own a football club and not be a football fan.
Their former owner, Abramovich, who was a die-hard football fan.
What are we saying? Man United, the Glazers family are not football fans.
Yeah. God,
they are not. You get? So, going back to it, these things, let's not forget, the way Chelsea is right now, most likely their big players are going to leave that club.
True. Why would I be in a place where I'm not earning success? I came to a club to win a trophy, and I'm not getting
and
that.
I was promised that. That's the reason why a lot of them signed long years. Because it looked like there was a plan. There was a plan for this club. Then over the years, you're bringing somebody who... Maresca was doing very well. Maybe he might not be exactly what they wanted, but he was doing very well. Like, we could practically see what he was doing. Like, there was an identity to the players. You suddenly brought someone who... He plays a 3 number 10. He plays the number 10 in the wing, plays number 10 to play 6, he plays number 10 to play attacking. What exactly are you? So that game between Chelsea and PSG, from the beginning, from the lineup, I knew what I was going to expect.
Oh.
Because first thing, you're playing a team you had beaten 3-0 in the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know there will be a revenge.
Yeah, actually.
Then you're coming to play these people. You are doing test running. Like you want PSG is not the team you say, let me win home and try to get draw in their home. It doesn't work with PSG.
But for me, I think it was because there was a change of coach. Don't forget that it was Maresca that managed Chelsea when they played in the Club World Cup.
I agree.
I don't think Liam Rosenov went back to check on the tactical plan Maresca used against PSG.
Exactly my point. That's what professional and high-class coaches do.
I get.
He's not. That's why, obviously, he wanted to probably that's mindset of, I can do better. I can handle this. If I do it like this, and it turned out not to be good. So there's something I understand in football. I might be wrong, but over the years, we've seen this. When you have your big players shaking their heads after conceding one goal, just know that the coach has given them an instruction they did not quite agree with, but they had to obey the coach's instruction. Now it's panning out not good, and you start seeing them from that first equalizer from the return leg. When Enzo Fernandez was shaking his head, I already knew that they were gone. And the Chelsea fan said that now they've lost Champions League, they've been having divided attention. Now they're focused on EPL. They are going to win the EPL.
From what position, please, of the league table?
6. They are 6
Afterwards,
currently.
they received 3-0 from Everton.
But that trashy, please, we are not going to talk about that trashy right now because, ladies and gentlemen,
just to chip this in, there is no suggestion about maybe Enzo Maresca. There's no suggestion in the boardroom that Liam Rosenau is in danger of losing his job or whatever.
6.5 year deal.
6.5 year deal. I was shocked when I saw it.
God, I bet.
2032. So I guess Chelsea is back to trust the process.
Well, for me, I think they're still playing the Glazers family card.
Oh wow.
Manchester United gave Amorim a contract.
Yeah.
First thing first, let's address this. Glazers family gave, do I say Glazers family? Manchester United, because there is Ineos and there is the Glazers. But they gave Amorim a job to play a tactic or play a formation Man U has never played
before. Yeah, true.
And they say you want to take the club back to his glory days, to what Man United stand for. This is who Man United is. You want to bring someone who takes us to that legacy. And you bring somebody who has a total different philosophy from what you've been known for. I think first thing first, they had that issue. And I think Chelsea is playing the same card. A coach who is playing confidence, but in the field of play, you can't really place your fingers on what he's doing. And you are giving him a long-year deal. Trust me, if by the end of this season, they end up not going to Champions League, maybe Europa or Conference, they're very comfortable with that. I don't think it's an issue for them.
And they've won
then by
Conference
next
League
season, they are dropping to 7, 8, 9. They will have no choice than to sack this same man.
True.
So it boils down to the fact that it's not like there is a process they are trusting. To me, it feels like gambling.
Actually, because there was a time where Chelsea would sack their coach and they will bring Gus Indik as interim manager before they get a manager. I don't know why Chelsea is not going back to that kind of plan right now.
Well, I just still feel like they are trying to see what Liam Rosenau can bring to the table.
He's going to bring them to relegation.
According to some talks... Now, wow, see, I sit there that one.
Yeah.
According to some talks, that I have heard, it looks like, okay, Liam Rosenau was trying to follow in the line of Enzo Maresca, who left, and then they have now decided to give him the chance to bring forth what he has in terms of tactical changes to the team. So that's why I'm saying they are back to trusting the process.
So
Let's see if
at this point, Chelsea, you are clocking it, and I like what people are doing.
Can I just chip this? Maybe I'm the only one noticing this. Enzo Fernandez He's not a number 10.
True, he's not actually.
He's not a number 10.
He's not.
Why is he playing 10?
No, like she said, it's trust the process and his test.
Then you are playing a Kopama on the right wing.
All of them join for
So
football.
at the end of the day, Chelsea, see this. I understand the process and all of that, but I think there are certain things that, for example, there is a structure in a company. There is the medical director, or there is the general manager, and there is a director of admin, there is HR and all of that. Then somebody comes in, the medical director comes in and says, no, he doesn't want HR anymore, and he doesn't want DA anymore. He wants one of the staffs to just be a supervisor. Overall, and this supervisor is expected to supersede the instructions of the DA. So the DA and the HR is now reporting to that supervisor. Does that make any sense? Administratively,
Actually, no,
it doesn't.
no.
So there is Caicedo, who is naturally 6.
Yeah.
And there is Enzo, who's naturally 8. Mm-hmm. You are now bringing him to 10 simply because last season or last 2 seasons, he had more goals. Do you have a replacement for him? If you are taking him forward because of the goals, now, do you have someone who's as good as he is to replace him? You don't. So now, just because you have a Kopama, you have an Enzo, you have a Neto, you just want to bring all of them and make sure they are all on the pitch.
At a time.
At a time.
Yeah.
Somehow it looks as if you're not logically analyzing the game. Because against PSG, you could see the Kopama, who was on the right wing, moving back to his natural position, which was 10. That also made Enzo either overlapping or dropping.
Yeah.
That gave, what's his name? Nuno Mendes free run where he was just going up, coming down, going up. But if you had a natural right winger and a left and a right back, as well as the other wing, you don't give these people that freedom to just go up, come down, go up, and I'm not the manager of Chelsea, so I don't know what he saw.
I just want to watch out to see what they will do next season.
No, because actually this season is actually over for Chelsea.
Absolutely.
Actually, it's over for Chelsea because we just 7 games to go.
If they can be able to get to the 5th position, does that not secure them
Yes,
Europa
it does.
League.
It
Europa
does.
League.
There is a Liverpool there.
There's a Liverpool.
There's still Tottenham. There's still Aston Villa there.
Yeah, and don't forget that Man City won the Carabao Cup, so so it's going to be a bit dicey somehow. But then, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are going to be drawing the curtain on Sports Busstop. Thank you, Konas, for coming on the show. We had a wonderful discuss. Thank you, Nengi. We had a wonderful discuss because we talked about Arsenal, Chelsea. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share and subscribe, and don't forget to leave your comments down below. Chelsea fan, Arsenal fan, do you agree with what we are saying? Lovers of African football, do you agree with what we said on this episode? Comment down below and let us know. We'll see you on our next episode. Bye, guys, for now.